Reynolds, and I run a small business with my sister called Comms Creatives. I found out about Carolyn through some marketing coaches that I had at the time. I was struggling quite a lot with just keeping on top of everything, and there was so much writing that I wanted to do, so many tasks that I just never got round to. So these coaches recommended Tox, who is an incredible person who runs a VA business, and I was assigned Carolyn, and I thank my lucky stars every day because the business has never been the same. Because the business was growing, and there was probably a point where I realized I can't do everything myself. And just because some of the tasks I felt like I should be doing, and some of the tasks that I wanted to do weren't getting done, I knew then I needed some help. And a VA was a perfect solution for me because I've got ADHD, and organization and getting things done can be more difficult sometimes. So knowing that I've got someone who I can rely on and regularly meet, who keeps me in check and everything ticking over, it's been a great solution for me, and it's left me to do the things that I'm really good at without feeling bad that all the other things aren't getting done. Okay. I was assigned Carolyn. I didn't choose to work directly with her, but I got super lucky. And if I was to start again, the reason that I would choose to work with Carolyn, and have done for so many years, is just knowing that you've always got someone who's able to just respond to a task and make a brilliant job of everything. Like, no, at no point do I ever ask something and she'll say, I don't know what you're on about. She'll always, I suppose, try and look at the problem and see how we can solve it in the best way. So I love working with a problem solver and someone who has a creative streak as well. So again, when I have big ideas, there's nothing that phases Carolyn, and she'll always help and put me in touch with the right person if she can't do it. For me, that's like the perfect relationship where we get on, and she's able to help see some of the gaps in my business and where she can fill them. So there's a lot of proactive, great work that goes on that really helps clear my diary so that I can get on with what I'm doing. So some of the things that Carolyn does for me are really about creating some great consistency in the business and having regular content. So one of the brilliant tasks that she does for us is that she will create a post for our LinkedIn every week. And that sounds like quite a small job, but actually the post that she's creating is collecting lots and lots of jobs from a particular industry and collating them, and it's such a well-loved piece of content by our community. It's always like a highly engaged piece of content. So for me, leaving that job in her hands and constantly having regular engagement with our LinkedIn page is really brilliant. So that's one of the tasks that she does. Another one that's around my consistency is that we meet every Wednesday, and we will have a look at what tasks are going on, but we also write content of the week. So I have an email newsletter, and we have this regular feature. So I'll always work on that with Carolyn, and she'll write that up for me. So again, that really helps with my ability to be able to create content on a regular basis. And one of the other tasks that Carolyn does, amongst many, is things like tidying up our email list and making sure that some of the back end of our operation is running smoothly. And I know that I can trust leaving our MailChimp account into her hands, and that she will make it less chaotic after I've been in there tinkering. Absolutely one of the best bits of my week, meeting up with Carolyn. I'll always feel like I'm more on top of everything. I feel like I'm in great safe hands, and also we always have a bit of a giggle while we're doing it as well. So it's one of those things where when you work with someone who's brilliant at their job, but also an absolute pleasure to be around, you don't want to lose them. So in some ways, I'm hoping that she doesn't get too many clients because I don't want her to leave me. VA, it's like a dream come true. It's like when I was in an in-house job before I ran a business, you always had this dream that imagine if I could just do what I'm good at and the rest of it magically got done really well. That's what it's like for me now. Absolutely brilliant thing to consider if you've never had a VA before, about just recognizing that you can lean into your own strengths when you've got someone who's doing the things that maybe are more of a struggle for you, or there's just more than you can carry out yourself. Let someone good take that off your hands and you'll feel the weight off your shoulders and you'll feel unstoppable. Working with Carolyn is going to be particularly brilliant for you if you have ADHD or if you're neurodiverse in some ways. I do, and I struggle with timekeeping. I struggle with lots of tasks and things that seem normal for average people. Carolyn makes me feel accepted and absolutely supported in being my best. And I think that's absolutely what you want from working with someone, is to make sure that, you know, the relationship is one where you're supportive and understanding of each other. And 100% recommend Carolyn's VA services. She's the best in the business. She's a pleasure to work with. She gets all that stuff off your plate, leaves you to do what you're best at, which is running a business. And yes, thank me later.